Hi guys, welcome back. You've heard me talk about the pet portraits that I used to think I had to throw my rock in the garage and just ignore it because I had to start over. Well, I'm using one of those old rocks. This is a big one. This is like a 5.5 pound rock and it's about 9 inches wide, everyone. So I'm working on a bigger surface today. It might be easier for you as well when you are creating this gorgeous moose silhouette. Now, you could choose whatever colors you want for your background, but I do suggest starting off with white. So I'm not covering the entire stone in white, just where I'm going to be painting, because I do want to keep that natural background as much as possible on my stones. Now, if you don't have a stone, you can easily make one using molds from the Happy Dotting Company on Etsy. I leave the link for that on in the description of my videos every time. And they have everything you need to make beautiful stones, and you can use my discount code Rachel's Rocks Canada. These are the colors I'm going to be choosing today. A little bit of blue, cerulean blue, eggplant purple, moon yellow, engine red, pumpkin orange, and a little bit of berry wine. And how about we add some bright green? I'm going to just try and do some fall colors, some nice deep colors, and make a beautiful bright sky so that we can see our moose silhouette. Now you do have to make sure it's light enough so that you can see a black silhouette on top of it. That's why I'm choosing brighter colors. Now in the midsection of my rock, it will be lighter colors, but at the top and bottom, they're kind of dark. So my darkest colors are going to be at the top and at the bottom. So I started off with berry wine. That's going to be purple up there as well. You'll see that afterwards. But berry wine, engine red, I'm sponging it on using little finger sponges. Use a different sponge for every color. Do not try and use the same sponge for every color because it's not going to end up being a very nice color, I promise. So I use different sponges. This set of sponges I got from Amazon here in Canada. I will leave the link in the description for those as well. I promise everything will be in the description. I don't want to hide anything from you. I want you to learn from me for free. And if you can't afford to buy the things that I'm using, you definitely don't have to. I'm not forcing anyone. I'm just telling you what I'm using. And if you want to create this exact thing the way I've done it, all the information is there for you just in case. But if you cannot afford it, please don't message me and get upset with me that I am asking you to buy something new, because I'm not. I'm just showing you what I bought with my money because I don't get discounts. I bought it with my money and I'm trying it out and I'm showing you what I've taught myself. So that's the only thing I'm doing, just trying to inspire you. Now you can see me dabbing away. I've got some orange, yellow, some green, and now I'm getting into the deep cerulean blue. And down here, we're going to be doing a lot of like flowers and like different things that you might see along with a silhouette of a moose. And it's just going to be simple. I'm just making stuff up. So I'm adding a little bit of deep eggplant purple up there on top of the berry wine and mixing those two colors in. And because I didn't want to hide my purple, that's my favorite color. So I don't want to hide my purple behind the silhouette. So I'm filling the whole bottom with blue, although it's not going to be all blue when we're done. If you guys have seen me do silhouette rocks before, I always try and do a beautiful bright black background. And sometimes I even add some glitter to it. I did add a little brush of glitter, very, very fine chrome powder glitter. I just kind of brushed it onto my moose when I was done, but I don't think I showed you guys that. But you will see the effect from it, I think. So I did try, now that my paint is dry, my background is dry, I'm just going to leave it like this. And now we're going to paint a moose on it. However, I tried to do some pencil and I couldn't see it because my paint has a glossy finish and it was too glossy for me to even see my pencil. So I'm like, forget about it. I'm just going to paint it on so that you guys can see it too. So this might not look like any moose that you've ever seen before. Just a heads up. But I'm going to do the best I can. You can definitely take a look at silhouettes of any creature. You don't have to even paint a moose with me today. You can look, it's a camel. It's a camel, everyone. No, it's not. I promise you I'm trying to do a moose. This little thing hanging from its throat, the dangly bits, apparently that's a bell. It's called a bell, a moose bell. There's another term for it, but I'm just going to call it a bell. And you guys can do you can get on the old Googler and find out what that thing is. Because when I asked my husband what the jiggly bit was, he laughed at me. So I had to do my own Googling. Anyway, I have got the shape. He's kind of coming out and saying hi to us. So we're not going to see his legs or anything like that, but he does have legs. Don't get upset. He does have legs. Now I am penciling because it's lighter colored up here. I can kind of pencil on where I want his antler to be. I don't even know. Some hunter's going to be like, it's not an antler. Reindeer have I don't know. Like, I don't care. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing the art. You guys can do the art with me if you like. But no technical terms allowed here at Rachel's Rocks. I think they call them horns, bull horns. I'm calling them antlers. But yeah, I penciled it on first. You can definitely pencil it on and erase it as many times as you need to. But I'm going to try and make it look like he's kind of turned off to the side. So his antlers aren't going to look exactly the same because he's turned. But once again, you guys can look up silhouettes of whatever animal or creature you would like to do. Just get your background done first, and then you can find out exactly what it is that you want to paint on top. I like moose. I live in northern Ontario, Canada, and there are a whole lot of moose. Mises. I call them mises, but that's not what they're called. I see a lot of them here. So we've we're four-wheeling down the road, and one popped out right in front of us. I think it was being chased by a wolf because it was panicked and it was just tumbling through the forest right out in front of us on the road. And it looked terrified. And then it saw us and it just kept running. We slowly followed it behind, and it was just like massive, majestic creature. And it was amazing. It was a very, very cool experience. I'm very lucky to live where I am. But yeah, anyway, now that I have my shape, I'm going to hair it. Going to put some old hair on this guy. So I'm making like his pointy area and his ears. I'm using my fine lining brush, and I'm just kind of wisping on a couple of hairs here and there because he is not smooth and sleek. He has not been out there with the old shaving lotion. So he is pretty hairy. He's going to be a little bit messy. So his bell also, I'm going to make that furry, and I'm going to leave his horns nice and smooth. He's already shed his velvet on his horns, but he is a young moose. And so his horns are nice and smooth. There's no hair on them or anything on them. Velvet. I'm just lengthening up the points on the antlers because I felt like they weren't quite long enough for me. They're not huge antlers, but he's just a young bull. So he's a young bull. So now that we have our moose done, you can take as long as you need to with that. It took me a long time. I had to keep going back and looking at pictures of moose and make sure that I have the shape of the face right and all of that stuff. So you take your time, just like I did. It looks like I'm going fast, but I'm actually going slow, and I'm pausing it, and I'm getting myself a warm coffee, and I'm getting my kid some fruit snacks, and all of that stuff. So don't think you have to rush through this to make something pretty. You really don't. So now I'm just doing some random silhouettes of some little plants and all that so that we can have something else in the background on this side. Some random foliage silhouettes. And you can make it up. It doesn't even have to be realistic foliage. You do whatever you want, because that's what I'm going to do. I just going to kind of fill in the space, and then afterwards I'm going to use my fine lining brush like I am now. I use it for the whole thing pretty much, except for when I fill in big spaces like the background or the inside of the mousse. I did use a sponge to fill in the mousse. Make sure you have 2 coats on your mousse or you're going to see all that color come through and it's not going to look right. So 2 coats of black on your silhouette, and the rest I'm going to be kind of outlining with gold. That's going to be the last layer of color that we put on the rock, is I'm just going to put a little bit of gold just on the grass and the flowers and the foliage. That's all I'm going to do, is just add a little bit of gold so that you can see it really well. And it's kind of like layers. So we do our colorful layer first. If you want to do glitter on top of your colorful layer, the best time to do that is before your mousse. Put your glitter on before the mousse, let it dry, and then add your mousse, and then your foliage, then your gold. And this is totally optional. Once again, you don't have to do everything that I'm doing. Might be overboard, like someone mentioned. Recently, actually, I was having a really rotten day again, and I opened up my comment section on my YouTube videos so that I can respond to people and say thank you for their sweetness and their love and their kind words. And then I see someone just say, overkill. Overkill. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. So this might be overkill for many of you. But that's what's so great about this, is you don't have to go as far as I did. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. So I'm basically just doing like little things of grass and then a couple of dots on top of the grass, and I'm using dotting tools, and I'm making like little leaves, and you can do a little spirally thing. And you can see I'm just doing gold on top of the black. I'm not doing black first. So over top of the mousse silhouette, it's just gold. But on the other side of the mousse, where you can still see the colorful background, I'm going to be going over that black with some gold so you can see it really, really well. I made one of these for one of my really good friends for her mom a few years ago. And you might have seen something like this on my Pinterest or any platform, possibly Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, this isn't the first time I've painted one of these, but they don't look exactly the same. And I've definitely improved since the first time. That's the best part about painting, is it, no matter what, every time you pick up that paintbrush, you will be better than the last time you picked up the paintbrush. So keep painting. That's my motto. Keep painting. I promise you it will always get better. So I'm just using my fine lining brush, and I'm getting all that grass in there. I hope this all has made sense to someone and someone's able to get something out of it, even if it is just blending the background together. Also, you might have seen like a black spray bottle. That's just a water bottle at the beginning when I was blending the background. If you're blending a big background like that and you had to step away, you can always have a little mister at your desk that just has a mist of water. And you can lightly mist the paint so that it's easier for you to blend. It stays wet just a little bit longer, and you can blend it much easier when it's still wet. So if you see me pull out a black bottle and spray it at my rock, that is simply a misting bottle that I picked up from the local Dollarama. I'm sure you can find them a lot of places, Walmart or Amazon, lots of places. But it's someone actually offered me that tip on YouTube, left me a comment, and I went out and got one, and I've been using one ever since. So very much thank you to that person who told me about a fine misting bottle to keep my paint just a little longer. I can blend just a little bit. So I've added all my gold, outlining everything. I'm not filling it in completely with gold, just giving it a nice outline. We still want to see somewhat of a silhouette, so we still want to see that black. Everything's just getting a little dab of gold. You know me. It's going to go for a resin bath very, very soon. I'm just going to take out some of the gold in here so that it looks like the ones that are in front of the moose on the right side of the rock. I don't want to overpower it with gold because that would be overkill. I hope all is well. I'm actually going to do a little session of what's at my desk in a few minutes right before you see our resined version. So hold on to your hats. Hopefully I have some cool stuff here to show you. And I know for sure I have a really cool tutorial to show you guys very, very soon. And I'm going to give you just a little sneak peek of it when I show you what's at my desk. So stay tuned. So I'm just perfecting everything, thinning out some of the gold in some places, making sure that I don't have any like big areas that are empty. But I don't want to take over the moose. You don't want to do that. So I'm also going to be adding a couple of little, I guess they're glitter. They're chunky glitter, but they're just like little dots. They look like circles. So I'm going to be adding some of those up in the sky, but they're gold holographic dots. So I'm just going to add a couple of different sizes out there. They're not going to be overpowering. I just want to kind of put them out there like little stars. I'm doing a nice thick black outline around the whole picture. I'm just kind of cleaning it up and kind of giving it a frame to work with. We want that black there. We're just cleaning up the outer edge anywhere where you might have like went too far with the grass or even with blending. We get to clean it up with this nice thick black line. Now I'm just going in over my antlers to make sure that I have a second coat in there. Make sure I can't see any of my background through the moose or through the grass and stuff that I've put at the bottom. And I'm just going to be gluing on the glitter. I guess I'm going to call them stars, like little stars. I'm going to glue them on, and it's just going to be using some Mod Podge or some DecoArt DuraClear triple thick or something at my desk. I'm just going to use it as glue, and then I'm going to resin over top of it so they're not going to go anywhere. Now that the black thick line on the outside is nice and dry, I'm using one of my bigger dotting tools, and I'm just putting a dotted frame, kind of looks like gold beads, just a beaded frame around the outer edge, and I'm staying within that thick black line. And it just looks super clean, and it looks like it's been all framed in nicely, this artwork. And then after the frame, you see the beautiful Lake Superior stone, or whichever kind of beautiful stone you're working with. You can do whatever you need to do with the back. I usually, after resining the entire stone, I have to sand off a couple of little lumps and bumps off the back. Because I rest my rocks on top of cat scat mats. They're cat scat mats. They keep cats away from your gardens and stuff like that in the backyard. Cats do not like stepping on them. They're like really pointy little mats. And I let my stuff rest on them when after I've resined them. And then they have just like these little bumps on the back that I have to shave off with my sander. So now I'm adding my little round pieces of glitter. They're just like dots. They look like dots, but they're made out of glitter. And I got them in a bunch of different sizes from Wish online. That's where I get a lot of nail stuff now. super inexpensive. It does take a while to get to me, but worth it because I can play with it on my rocks. All this nail stuff is fun on my rocks. So you can barely see them. They are gold colored holographic dots. And I'm just gluing them on with a little bit of DuraClear or triple thick, whatever I have handy at my desk. And I'm using a little white wax pencil to pick them up and put them on top of the little glue spot that I put on the rock. And they're not very noticeable. I'm not going overboard with them. I just want a couple here and there, just like a little glint or glimmer when you turn the stone or you walk past the stone. There's a little star shining in the sky. I didn't want to go too overboard with it. And then we will be resining very, very soon. And that's my favorite part. This is going to look so pretty when it's done. All that color is really going to stand out. The rock itself is massive, and it's going to take a nice layer of resin on top of it. Might be a little bit bumpy, but that's okay. We're going to see it very, very soon. Well, one of my favorite things to do is show you what I have at my desk. Sorry, it's not very fancy background today. I wish I could have brought my stuff outside for you to see, but it started raining. So this one is a dotted Lake Superior stone. It says, I love us. There's some little chrome flowers with Swarovski crystals, lots of gold, lots of teal. I love teal. I love blue. Oh, my tattoo is blue and dry. Needs some moisturizer. It puts the lotion on the skin. Here's a nice sugar skull. I have created some little gems that I used on the forehead of this sugar skull. It actually has some amethyst opal in it. Same with this one. Genuine opal inside that little gem on top. I've mixed it with resin and made cool little gems. I will be showing you that very, very soon. So I made a nice mandala to go with it, or mandala. What is this? Look at the glitter. That is gorgeous eye candy right there. Nice, beautiful, sparkling hibiscus on a gorgeous Lake Superior stone. Some dotted pumpkins. I love pumpkins. It's the time of year. Purple, teal, and orange pumpkin. If you guys want to see anything as a tutorial, please let me know, and I will see what I can do. I will have a little bit of time coming. Another tutorial coming as well. This one is a beautiful Lake Superior stone, of course, and then I've got a flowered paw print with lots of glitter and dots and Swarovski crystals and gold, everything that I like, including puppy paws. Let's make some room here. Now this next one is a little sneaky peek of what we're going to be doing in my next tutorial. Yes, that's right. We're going to make it glow. It's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait, you guys. And if you can't make what I'm making, don't cry. Please don't get upset. We're going to create something beautiful together anyway. Now for the big reveal. No, that's not the moose. That's my flowers. But this is the moose. He has been coated in resin, and it is so glossy and shiny that it was almost impossible for me to get a good video of this, you guys. So it's kind of bumming me out that I can't express to you the beauty. It is a little bumpy because of the rock itself. The rock has like a weird texture to it. There's all the little hairs that we put in there to make him look hairy. There's all the foliage and the gold. And, you know, I just couldn't get a good video of it. But luckily, I was able to get a good picture of it outside with my little pumpkins and my gourds and my chrysanthemums. I love you guys. I hope you were able to create a colorful background easily and a silhouette of whichever animal you like. I will see you soon. Keep painting, and don't forget to hit the like button.